Hi, Andy here. Welcome to this video which is aimed at helping you prepare questions to ask of the interviewers at the end of your job interview. There will undoubtedly be a chance for you to ask questions at the end of the interview. Asking none shows a lack of interest, as you clearly haven't prepared or thought about the role. Asking too many shows you have no idea what you're getting yourself into and also eats into the interviewer's precious time. I would suggest 2 or 3 good, well thought out questions. Throughout the course of the interview, you will undoubtedly find out the answer to some of your queries with regards to the job. Hence, prepare 5 to 10 questions before going to the interview. That way, you should definitely have 2 or 3 remaining by the end of the interview. So, what type of questions should you ask? Well, first, it's important to ask questions that you genuinely have an interest in. It's not a point scoring exercise, and being false is easily detected by the interviewer, who will quickly assume that you have no real interest in the role in question and are simply wasting their time. Try to ask questions that can't be answered with a simple yes or no, but also be concise. Avoid asking questions that are too broad to answer. The interviewer will be on a tight schedule and won't appreciate you making them late for the next candidate. Equally, don't ask questions you could have easily found out the answer to on Google. It shows a lack of effort on your part. So, avoid asking questions just standing up and leaving at the end. Ask your questions whilst still sat at the interview. It comes across as nervous and looks like you have a lack of confidence if you try to ask the questions whilst you're walking out. One big no-no is asking questions that revolve around how you would benefit from taking the position. The interview is all about providing evidence of how you will benefit the employer, not the other way around. Another big no is asking the interviewer personal questions or questions about their non-work activities. You're there in a professional capacity, stay professional. You're not trying to make friends, you're trying to get a job. I would also steer clear of asking about salary or benefits until you're in the final negotiation part of the recruitment process with a HR representative. The technical or earlier interviews in the process are not a place to do this. Asking about when you can take your first holiday will immediately set the interviewer's alarm bells ringing. You want them to see how driven and eager you are to contribute, not how keen you are to get out there and go on holiday. Asking how well you've done at the interview or whether you're likely to get the job is a surefire way to get yourself onto the no list. It puts the interviewer in an awkward position. They can't answer the question even if they want to, and it'll leave them with a bad taste in the mouth after you leave, as you've just made things awkward and shown a lack of empathy or understanding for them. So the types of questions you should ask can generally be split into a few different categories. My advice would be to try and ask one from each category. The 3 main categories are questions about the company and its culture, questions about the role and what it entails, and questions about the recruitment process itself. The following questions relate directly to the company itself and are helpful to ask in virtually any interview. From your experience, what's the best thing about working for this company? This question has so many purposes. Asking about your interviewer's personal experience of the company will provide you with an additional insight into the company's culture, as well as allowing you to create a sense of rapport with the interviewer. Additionally, this question could provide you with an inside view of the best aspects of working for the company. It demonstrates real interest in the company and the culture. You should be able to tell if there's a genuine passion from the interviewer about the company or whether they're just regurgitating the company line. How would you describe the company's culture? Whilst asking this question shows the interviewer that you care about finding the right cultural fit in your next position, it can also provide you with a broad overview of the company's philosophy and how it prioritises employee satisfaction. Personally, I prefer the previous question, which is less direct and potentially offers more insight. Could you tell me more about your company values and how they're demonstrated? If you know the values, rephrase the question. Can you tell me more about how you demonstrate your company values, for example, X? This demonstrates to the interviewer that you've researched the company and you want to know how it will align with your own values. It also shows that you're proactively trying to gain a certain level of understanding about the internal workings of the company before joining it. How do you see the company evolving over the next 3 to 5 years? Asking this question tells the interviewer that you're interested in the future of the company and how your professional growth will align with the company's projected growth. It shows you're committed and in it for the long haul. As a follow-up, one could then ask, how would the person in this role contribute to this vision? This shows the interviewer that you're thinking of the larger scope of the job and planning to remain with the company for the long term. What qualities and attributes makes for a successful employee in this company? This question shows the interviewer that you're determined to succeed and that you want to be sure you'll be a good fit for the company. What are the biggest opportunities currently for the company? This question shows your enthusiasm to embrace the opportunity and to contribute and can help you learn more about where the company will be focusing its resources over the next months or years. What are the biggest challenges the company is facing right now? Asking about challenges can tell you about the current trends and concerns in the industry, possibly identifying areas where your skills could be put to good use. You should get some insights into the company's current and possibly future situation. As a follow-up, you could ask, how is the company addressing these challenges? The interviewer's answer can provide additional insight into the company's ambitions and could organically lead to other questions. What's your staff turnover rate? And if the answer seems high, are you trying to reduce it? This is a good question to ask because it shows that you understand the importance of job security, and their answer can tell you what kind of company this is at its core. What makes people stay at this company? This question is a good companion to the previous, as it can help you get a broader sense of the company's culture and how you'll fit into it. The following questions are particular to the role you're interviewing for, so do your research beforehand and be careful when asking them that you're not asking questions that could be answered by a quick Google search. How do you evaluate and define success in this position? This question demonstrates that you're goal-orientated. Knowing how the company measures success will help you understand what it would take to advance in your career without looking like you're intending to move on as soon as possible. What professional development opportunities are available for this position? Ambitious candidates eager to learn new skills will always have an edge over those who believe they're already qualified enough. The question also suggests to the interviewer that you intend to stick around, if asked correctly. Take care to ask about learning opportunities, not promotions, and not taking leave to carry out further studies. Can you elaborate on the day-to-day responsibilities of this job? This question can clarify the different aspects of the role, especially if it's a cross-functional position or as part of a wider team. You'll hopefully gain a better understanding of the job responsibilities to help you decide if it's the right job for you. You'll also get a better idea of the specific skills and strengths that are required. What's the structure of the team or department? You may have one boss or many. Either way, you should know what you're getting into and what to expect. It should also give you a better understanding of how your role fits within the organisation and your responsibilities. Will I have an opportunity to meet the person I'd report to during the interview process, if you haven't already met them? Having the chance to meet with your potential managers is crucial to a professional interviewing process. If they don't offer that chance, I'd want to know why. What do you think is the most challenging aspect of this job? This shows that you're fully aware that the role won't be without its challenges and gives you an idea of what to expect. It also helps you to manage your expectations of the role and find out what awaits you if you are successful in your application. What does the ideal candidate for this role look like? The answer to this question can give you an idea of whether your skills and background align with what the company is looking for. What do you think are the most important qualities for the person in this role to possess? Similar to the previous question, this question can provide valuable information that's not listed in the job description, such as company culture and how you would fit in. Beyond the technical skills required to succeed in this role, what soft skills do you think will best serve the company and this position? It's another variation of the previous two questions. The skills held important to the company can give you more insight into the culture and its management values, giving you a better opportunity to decide whether you would fit in. Is this a new position? If not, why did the person before me leave this role? This might feel a little awkward, but it's a smart question to ask in some circumstances. It's natural to want to know why someone may have been unhappy in this role. If they'd left for a promotion, that's useful information. And if the last person quit, that's also useful information. There may be some of the driver at play that you need to help decide whether you to continue in pursuit of this role. Quite often, where the role is a graduate entry-level position, it will simply be that the graduates rotate through various roles upon entry. Therefore, if you're applying for graduate entry roles, I would strongly suggest not asking this question. It's a waste of everyone's time and shows a lack of thorough understanding of the process. What are your expectations for this role during the first 30 to 60 days? It's important to find out what will be expected of you if you were to be hired into this position. The more you know about the expectations and the metrics of success, the easier it will be to tailor your qualifications and demonstrate you're fit for the role. Is there a typical career path for someone in this role? The answer can tell you if the company promotes from within. Asking this question shows your interest in growing within the organisation. This question should reveal whether you're facing a career building opportunity or a dead end. It will mark you as someone who is ambitious if asked correctly. You don't want to sound as if you're keen to leave before you've started though. These are great questions to ask as the interview is coming to a close. They show that you're keen and driven to move forward in the process. What's your timeline and what are the next steps? Recruitment processes vary from company to company, so it's good to find out what you're in for. You can also take this opportunity to address any time-sensitive items they should know about, such as if you're considering other offers or you need to figure out arrangements for relocation or transportation or just adjusting to the new schedule. Do you need me to clarify or elaborate on anything regarding my suitability for the position? Offering to provide greater detail on any of your answers or anything listed in your resume will usually be appreciated by the interviewer, but they're unlikely to take you up on an offer unless there's a specific point that's bothering them. Is there anything else I can provide to help you with your decision? This is a nice way to make sure there's no uncertainty about anything that might affect your candidacy. I prefer this to the previous question, and it also provides you assurance that you've done everything you can to prove you're suitable for the job. Have I answered all your questions? Find out if there's anything the interviewer would like you to revisit. They'll appreciate the offer and how the answer may be a way for you to estimate how well you're doing. Don't push it or be self-deprecating if the answer seems negative. They'll likely have a busy schedule of interviews and want to move on now they've heard your original answers. Are there any other important aspects of the job that we haven't covered? This is a good wrap-up question that gives you the opportunity to get answers to questions you didn't even know to ask, but are actually important. So, if you found the content today useful, press the subscribe button and over the coming weeks I'll take you on a journey of learning. Everything you ever wanted or needed to know to get on in the financial world. Look forward to seeing you next time.